Okay, guys, so you know your audience. You've built your system that is going to not only generate leads, but it's going to also follow up with them. We've got your email autoresponder connected. Now is the fun part. I'm going to show you guys how to create content that is not only going to attract the audience, but it's going to actually sell your product for you. That's right. All this week and some of next week, we are going to be talking about content solutions that's going to do all of the heavy lifting for you. So pay attention to every single one of these content generating exercises, because it is going to help you have an endless amount of content that you're just going to be able to consistently deliver over and over and over again. Now, caveat to this is, I promise, if you are consistent for the next 90 days at delivering this type of content, the right content and to the right type of people, you are going to have a successful business in no time. Okay, so today we're talking about the Mimi strategy. Now, the Mimi strategy is something that I have been using for the past 16 years. Yes, I've been using it even before social media was created. I just adapted the Mimi strategy whenever I started doing social media for TV shows. So what exactly is the Mimi strategy? The Mimi strategy makes sure that you have the right balance of content. So, right, I worked in television. So you can't have all commercials, right? You can't have all news. You can't have all entertainment. And, you just can't have all education, right? You have to have the right blend to have that perfect TV station. Kind of like with radio as well. You can't all, be all music, all, radio hosts or all commercials. There has to be the right balance. And it is the same with your Facebook profile and your Facebook page. You can't always try to sell something to your audience. You can't always be, educating, because people are just going to stop. They're going to tune you out, especially if you're selling all the time. And then if you're too busy entertaining all the time, then you'll never sell anything. And so what the Mimi strategy is, it is going to help you balance. You're going to have 25% of each aspect of the Mimi strategy, and it is going to make the perfect environment for you to sell as much of your product as possible. So let's get right into it. What is the Mimi strategy and how do you use it? So Mimi, it stands for motivate, educate, make the pitch, and entertain. So 25% of your posts need to be motivating. Is that going to be that inspirational quote that you post? Some people like inspirational quotes. Are you going to do Facebook Lives that's going to motivate your audience to take action? So motivate is number one. Number two, you have to educate, right? If people aren't educated about your product, if people aren't educated about your service, then they're not going to be attracted to your product. Sometimes they don't know that they need your product. And so that's why education is it's such a big part of your content strategy. It needs to be in there. So let's say I have a Facebook ads agency, right? Every single morning I do Facebook Lives teaching people different parts of how to do Facebook ads from start to finish. So what can you teach your audience that is going to bring them closer to your goal? These educational pieces of content are probably going to be your most important element outside of making the pitch. That brings us to actually making the pitch. You have to make the pitch sometimes, right? So sometimes you are going to want to do posts that are straight up, hey, this is my product, this is what it is, this is my before and after photo. That is why we're salespeople, right? We have to be able to sell at some point. Now, but putting it inside this equation, it only happens 25% of the time, because you're motivating 25% of the time, you're educating 25% of the time, you're making the pitch 25% of the time. Now, what's the last one? Entertainment. That is actually my favorite. So this is room for you to share your family vacation photos. This is your opportunity to show your personality. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Entertaining your audience is your opportunity to relate to them on a personal level. You know, a lot of people don't think that you should mix your personal and your business, but I'm thinking like 10 years ago that might have been the case. But now there are so many businesses, especially emerging online, that, you know, you almost kind of have to blend the two and have that nice balance. Just like you have to have a nice balance of content, you also have to have a nice balance of business and personal stuff in your life. And so you have to be entertaining. Like at the end of the day, why are people going to follow you? How are people going to relate to you? All of these parts of the Mimi strategy, they're strategic. They're meant to make your audience feel something, right? Again, you want to motivate them. You want to teach them stuff that is going to motivate them to take action on something. You have to educate them. Sometimes your audience doesn't know that they need to know what you're showing them. And that's why the educational part of the content strategy is super important. Again, making the pitch. If you don't make the pitch, you're never going to sell a product. And of course, entertaining. Me. Okay? So what I want you to do today as your homework is, what are pieces of content that will motivate, educate, make the pitch, and entertain? Okay? So in the group, I want you guys to post a piece of content that is going to coincide with the Mimi strategy. So 4 pieces of content that will fulfill each part of the Mimi strategy. That's your homework for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.